Good afternoon, traders. Welcome to the More Analytics Afternoon S&P 500 Gold and Bitcoin podcast for January 20th going into the 21st. Okay, we're going to start off with the S&P 500 first. We left a significant gap lower on the day, and that was also on pretty high volume right here. On an overall basis, we've been bullish overall from 3502. We've seen 3,534.25 to the upside. A lot of other bullish calls in here. Those are all now all on hold. So the decent failure back below 69.83 plus 44 per hour now warrants renewed pressure. So we've come off from 69.83 down to 68.22 and a quarter. I had said that the short-term break back above 68, 66.75 warrants a short cover, and we did see some of that early in the morning. When we broke back above 68, 66.75, we did see a run up to 69.04.75 before rolling over. Decent trade back above this formation would warrant a strength. It's quite a ways away at this point, but it's at 69.50.29. Plus 28 per hour starting at 6 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And in the gold, we left another maintained gap higher today. I would say that this is pretty extended over here over the past 2 days, which isn't to say it can't go higher, but when you get this much of an extension, seeing material higher trade before at least seeing some consolidation, we're likely to see some consolidation in a day or so. But nonetheless, we've been bullish overall from August 16, 2018, from 1183. We had seen 3,559.2 coming into the day, and then some more of that with the highs up at 47.71.50. There's a lot of other bullish calls in here. I'm not going to get into all the rest of these, but more recently, we had held this initial exhaustion here, rolled over, hit the minimum target of 45.53.10, and then broke back above this formation right here at 45.67.50, which I said would likely bring in renewed strength. So we've rallied from 45.67.50 up to 47.71.50. Now, I did say that decent trade above this formation right here will warrant a continued strength, but I have a stop short of suggesting leaning against it as long as we have possible exhaustion just above at 47.69.20 to 84.10. So we did break above there, and we are holding that exhaustion right there. If we were to fail back down through that line, actually, let me just double check something. This is at 23.4. Yeah, that's a decent penetration. If we were to fail back down through that line decently, that would warrant a decent pressure. That line's going to come in at 47.46.90 plus 6.5 per hour starting at 6 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And a maintained gap lower tomorrow would be leave a minor bearish reversal above, but that would be more effective once / if we take out 46.24.60. Let me just check one more thing while I'm out of here. Now we have a couple other exhaustion levels above here, one at 48.30.70, one at 49.05.30, but this is the more important one up here at 49.63.10 to 49.67 even. I would be looking to lean against that as possible exhaustion if we head up there. And finally, the Bitcoin continued to fall out of bed here. We've been bullish overall from 16,275 for 110,965. A lot of other bullish calls in here. Those are all on hold. Trade below 124,228 brought in 43,478 of pressure. A lot of other back and forth lower time frame calls here, but the bear calls are off hold. We'd had a number of bullish calls in here. Those are all on hold. And then the trade below 95, 155, I said now warrants a decent pressure likely for days. So from 95, 155, we have now come off down to 89, 255. I also said the trade below 93, even, or 93,005. Excuse me. I also said that likely see decent pressure for days and a possible run for 85, even minus. So we'll have to see if we get down there. The trade below 93,005 projects us downward 6,500. And the trade below 92,355 projects us downward 7,000. Like I said, we've traded down to 89,255 so far. If we were to break above the lower of these decently, that's going to warrant a renewed strength. That's going to come in at 92,646. Plus 16 per hour starting at 6 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We also left the maintain gap lower on today, which also left a minor bearish reversal above. And like I said on Friday, if we took out this line, we'd also negate that macro bullish reversal above here. So I think this is probably going to head down and take out these lows here. We'll have to see. We do have a possible trend line here to hold. That's going to come into 88,820 plus 8 per hour starting at 6 o'clock p.m. But I would not buy against that. And there's a likelihood of a bounce off it, but it's not something I'd buy against. And I would only short below that line if we saw a bounce first. If we broke below there decently and back up through it decently, that would warn of decent short covering. Okay, thank you for watching. I hope you have a good evening, and I'll see you on tomorrow's podcast.